You know, American Independence Day is a lot of things. To some, it's mattress sales. To other, it's trips to the hospital because they have no fingers on their right hand. This year, to me, it's weirdly about getting into historical wargaming. That's historical in quotation marks, as honestly, I'm really just getting into Turnip 28. What do these have to do with Napoleonics? Don't worry about it, I don't know history very well. But you don't need to know history to appreciate this new line of miniatures from Wargames Atlantic. These are the Minutemen from Wargames Atlantic's new Age of Reason line, a Revolutionary War-themed line celebrating 250 years of, I believe, the first battle of the Revolutionary War. This line launched with 2 kits, this being the Minutemen, and the other one being a Redcoats kit whose technical name escapes me. Both are showcased beautifully on this box. Ever since I saw these models in their Friday email, I just knew I had to have them. I don't pre-order kits a lot. I probably pre-ordered 3 model kits in my life, this being the 3rd one. It came on July 2nd, which was probably a week earlier than they even promised, and I'm very excited to open it with you guys right now. The calls of Paul Revere, William Dawes, Samuel Prescott, and Sybil Luddington on the night of April 18th, 1775, set the stage for a dramatic confrontation between the American colonists and the British Redcoats. British Army soldiers and Royal Navy Marines had been sent to Concord to seize colonial military supplies and arrest 2 of their leaders, Samuel Adams of the Beer and John Hancock of the Hancock. Alerted by the rioters, militia from all over New England who had been gathering around Boston for just this type of provocation hurried to meet the British column. The resulting battle lasted for over 12 hours as the soldiers retreated toward Boston and the colonists hounded and harassed them. That bit of American history and these 30 miniatures are brought to you by Wargames Atlantic. This box, like I said, contains 30 miniatures sculpted by Rob McFarlane and features some really inspiring photos and some really quality artwork. Cracking it open, we find 6 identical sprues. Each has 5 sharply dressed revolutionary torsos with what look like 7 or 8 different sets of arms and I think 9 heads. Plus an optional ponytail that I thought was a little rat. After building one of these models, I found it really enjoyable. It's very easy. The sprue is nice. There's not a lot of mold lines. They're well hidden on arm joints and places you won't see very well. Each model is literally only 4 pieces. It's a torso with legs, it's 2 arms, and then a head. So pretty easy to kit bash, though I did find the head joint to be different than a lot of models. It's like a flat bit as opposed to like a socket in which you drop a head in. It's flatter, so converting it, probably not hard, but just different. I also found the lack of accessories on the sprue to be noticeable, but the range is very new. I'm sure they're going to have a lot of options going forward as far as physical kits, and definitely there might already be stuff on their digital Wargames Atlantic Digital Forge where they do 3D printing stuff. So you 3D printers should be fine, and it's not like there's not a slew of bags and pockets and stuff you can throw in these guys. All in all, I really enjoyed building this. I built 1 miniature in, 5 minutes, so it probably shouldn't take you a lot of time to build up a full army if you're doing all 30 in a proper force. I actually plan on combining these sprues with 2 other Wargames Atlantic sprues, the Les Grognards, I don't know how you pronounce it, the Les Grognards, and their Weird World War sprue to make some grimdark revolutionaries for Turnip 28. Here's a few of my British for Turnip made from the same sci-fi sprues, plus a Perry Miniatures kit. I was thinking of buying another Age of Reason set, but I really wanted to get a start on the project. They do also obviously have a Redcoat set for this Age of Reason line. Here, I've built 1 miniature so you can see the scale and detail in all of their Delaware crossing glory. I have included the heads on as I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them yet. I don't know what heads I want to use, but this should give you an idea. So here's them standing next to a few different miniatures just for a good sense of scale and a sense of quality. All in all, I'm a really big fan of this kit. It's nicely detailed. The fact that there's 6 identical sprues make buying them later really nice. I'm a big proponent of buying kits off sellers on eBay, or Wargames Atlantic do occasionally do single sprue releases. They did that, I believe, for Black Friday or Christmas last year. You can just buy these sprues as singles if you want to bulk up your numbers, or just get a couple to, mess around with. I've never done an unboxing video before, but the timing, I literally got this kit on July 2nd. It worked out really well for me, so I'm rushing to put this video together just so you guys can get a look at the box and let me know what you think. Stay tuned if you want for a few Turnip 28 videos if that's something you might be interested in, and hit me in the comments section with a ridiculous Revolutionary War fact you know. I recently listened to a 3-hour podcast about every single US president so far. Some go in more detail than others, but the founding fathers, fascinating, if not insane, and very flawed human beings, much like pretty much America in general. That being said, thank you Wargames Atlantic for your insanely quick turnaround time on a pre-order. I hope they're doing well. They seem like every new line they put out is just hitting. These models are really, really high quality, and I'll definitely have another video showcasing them later on. That being said, I've been Chris. I like to paint things. Do the liking and the commenting and subscribing and anything you feel like doing. I'm not going to make you do all 3. Just one helps me out. And if you don't want to, that's fine. I hope you enjoy the miniatures and go check them out. Links obviously in the description. Have a good one.